What kind of what?
All right. In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to the meal. I'm your host, Warner B. on Godsmack Media. Today we got a special guest, Tyrese769. All right, I'm here to serve a meal for you today, man. We got some meal. We talking about some addiction. We talking about relationship. We talking about different things that's going on in our community, man, and just abroad, and just men in general.
Yes, sir.
So Tyrese, tell me what's on your mind, man. What bothers you the most, or what is the thing that kind of really recurring that you got? There's a chance to get some weight off, man. So you got something that's weighted, this to kind of do, and so a lot of times we don't deal with those things. We kind of put them to the side. So you got anything that's kind of like?
I ain't gonna lie, like you said that right there. Relationship. I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? I write. So I had a few relationship problems for sure that had me like in the way I just write about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got friend girls that I talk to them. They be like, they listen to my music. They be like, you must have went through it. But I be like on some stuff like, nah, I ain't go through it. But in the back of my mind, I already know like they must feel it. You know what I'm saying? Or they went through the same thing I'm going through. You know what I mean? Cause it be like, I got a few songs that I done did and some I ain't dropped, and it be like, it touching. I think about it like I listen to my song repeatedly and be thinking like, what if? You know what I'm saying? If I could have changed this or how I could have did this better, you know what I'm saying? I probably could have said something to change the whole perspective. Because sometimes when we talk, our voice carry and people don't understand the way we were raised, and it probably took them in a whole different way that it ain't supposed to go. Because you thought about it this way and they thought about it a whole different way. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like the way I be talking sometimes it'll change the whole scenario of how we're trying to put it out there.
The dynamic, how you your delivery of it.
My delivery, yeah, for sure.
So when you talk, so what happened, man? You have to, communication is the biggest thing, like in relationships,
for sure.
And we don't really learn that, man. We're not taught how to communicate, and we basically communicate how we was communicated to growing up.
Right.
Like I said, like I was telling you before we started, was that we are all like we're just a collection of how we were raised and our environment and how things. In the same way we see relationships and how we see talking to people and how we deal with stuff. And a lot of times those things don't always mean they were good. And so learning how to communicate, a lot of times relationships, man, is because we don't communicate. So if you're in a relationship, what's one of the things that you hear in multiple relationships? You hear the same thing? What about the relationships you were being in? What were some of the common things that you heard, about yourself?
Selfish.
Okay. Selfish.
Doing the same thing, being repetitive. Trying to change, I ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But that was just my fault, not isolating myself and getting to really know myself before being around somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning it just by, isolating myself and being by myself more. But at the same time, then I was like on some whole other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So you talking about isolating yourself. So growing up, tell me about your parents. You grew up with your mom and your dad?
Nah, I grew up with my mother. She ended up getting married when I was like elementary type. I think it was like 5th grade, going to 6th grade, something like that.
Okay, she married. And so how was your relationship with your stepdad?
Oh, we still, like, if I see him today, we like.
Y'all still good?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they had, they were going through a divorce before she passed or whatever, but they was still married, you feel what I'm saying? So he still my stepdad for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He look out on me anytime he see me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. That's my guy.
Yeah, okay, that's good, man. So a lot of times people who isolate, man, they kind of, that's how they deal with things. They have to, in their mind, they have to process things before they do things. And so in a relationship, if we don't tell that person that we with that I have to process stuff, then they kind of chasing after you. And so when they going after you, what you're doing is it's a person that's kind of avoiding. A person is avoiding what they do, they back into their cave. So when they chasing after you going further back. And so they thinking if you care about them, you'll come out of the thing. But what you really need is space But then if you don't know how to share that with them, then they feeling like, guess what? You don't really care about me. You don't need me.
Right.
And so it comes off of the thing when you avoiding them. But what it is, you have to process. And so what you got to do, you got to tell them. But if they're a person that need reassurance, and because we got three different kind of attachment types, man. A person that's secure, both of their parents was, there, and their parents were real, they could talk to their parents and things like that. And they had a good relationship with their parents. And so when they leave, they had that same kind of relationship. But a lot of times we don't. Most of us, it's only like 30% of people have that relationship. A lot of people, they had one or two parents was there, and my mama worked all the time. She wasn't nothing wrong with her. She was a good mom, but she worked all the time, so I didn't see her.
Right.
So then I'm kind of always looking for her to know everything is okay. So when I'm in a relationship like that, I might appear clingy. Because then I need to know, hey, how you doing? What's going on? How the relationship going on? You mad at me? You mad at me? You going like that? And guess what? If you're a person like, you and you a person that kind of go into yourself, and I'm coming at you like that, that's pushing you back further into the hole, right? But they need that. And so guess what? The less you talk to them, the more clingy they get. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened, man, we're pushing against each other. So the goal is for you to come out a little bit so they'll know it's okay. And then for them to retreat a little bit so they'll know it's okay. But if you don't know that about yourself or know that about a relationship, then it's a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens in a relationship, man. And if you had the same thing, that's why a lot of times you need that couples counsel, because we don't understand each other. Because all we know is that, hey, I care about this person. But when it comes down to some real things, I got to process.
Because it's a difference about loving somebody and trusting somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because you can love a person all day, but like that trust is different.
Yeah, it's trust. But if you don't trust, then you have to ask what that trust in. And the only reason I usually don't, you think about a kid, man. They trust you all the time when you first, until they find a reason not to trust you.
Not trust.
Now, if I don't trust, if I go into a swimming pool, man, and I fall down, I get in some water, and some water get in my nose. Now I don't trust that water like I used to.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? So now every time I get around water, I'm scared. Yeah. So it takes somebody else, man, who go in that water and teach me how to do it correctly before I can trust again. Because my defense, human behavior, man, is always about self-preservation. And so when I'm in a relationship and I've been hurt, then that's how it is. It's the same way like if you got your car right now, somebody break into your car. Now, guess what? You used to go in the car and go to sleep and everything like that. Now you're not going to do that because you don't trust it, right? You know what I'm saying? So it might take a while. So I might sit in my car now. I'm guarded all the time. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same way in relationships, man. If we don't learn, we haven't been trusted. That's where we get that from. You know what I'm saying? I can love you and I can care about you because I need that connection. But I don't trust you. But it might not be you, the person that is the reason I don't trust. It might just be because something that happened to me. And so that other person kind of is end up paying for that if I don't deal with my trust issues. And it takes time, man. But I got to understand that, hey, this is an issue here. Because guess what, man? I'm saying human preservation, self-preservation is that, hey, I just don't want to get hurt no more. I don't want to get messed up no more.
That's the thing, too. Everything. You do not want to get hurt after you get hurt that first time. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get hurt again, for sure.
Right, because you think you're dumb or you think I'm scared or I think something's wrong with me. And so again, but what happened then, though, now I'm missing out on this relationship thing because guess what? I can't really be me. I can't lay my guard down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So this person that ain't never got no trust issues, they just don't know why you don't trust them. Exactly. Like, I ain't did nothing, you know what I'm saying? So that's that part, man. After all the physical stuff gone and I like how you look and all that stuff is gone, that's the real part of relationship. It's figuring out how can I be better in this relationship.
And once that fire ain't flame like it used to be, you got to find another way to strike that thing back right.
You got to. Well, you also got to find those things that can rekindle, man. That's what they talk about, rekindle. So we find other areas, man, the things that we like and we enjoy, because that stuff is only for a little while. And so we got to find some kind of depth to it, because that's why that's why people have a lot of flings, man. It's easy. That's superficial.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the depth and the real deepness of a relationship is knowing. You know what I'm saying? The Bible talks about knowing. The word now means to observe, to look, to discover. It means to go into all those different things to see what your purpose and your plan is. You know, when I get to know you, then I'm saying, hey man, you sing. When you sing, what do you sing about, man? What's the songs you sing about? What inspires you? Now I'm learning about Ty for real. Now I'm learning to some depth in you. So it's just having a friendship. I shake your hand. Now you're like, that cat want to know me, man. He knowing me, so I know you. So I'm in a relationship. I know you. So when I know you, it's depth. And so when I know you deeply, man, it's hard for that, because I'm not going to have that same connection with somebody who just know me superficially on a fleshly kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, right.
And so that's that thing, but it takes time, man. So I really want to get to know you. I got to go and do some stuff with you. You know, I got to spend some time with you. You know, you come and take me to your studio. You tell me what you do. You know what I'm saying? You tell me what you was inspired by. I ask you about your grandma. You talk to me about that stuff. We laugh about that. You show me where she cooked that and all that stuff like that. So now guess what? Now we like brothers.
Right.
You know, now somebody say something to me, you like, hey, man, no, that's my brother. You know, that ain't just my counselor. That's my brother. Right. It's like me and Purdy, as we get to know each other, the more we get to know each other, it's different.
Exactly.
You know, now when I'm speaking to a dog, hey, little dog, you know, because now it's different. We got, we family. That's his dog. He cool with me now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's the same way a lot of times, man, in a relationship, we don't get that depth. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we scared.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
We scared, man.
For sure.
You know, men don't want to admit that sometimes.
That's a whole different side. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, once you tap into yourself, a lot of people ain't never just tapped into themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I have people come to me and tell me about their problems and stuff, but at the same time, it's like, you still got to know you. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you about yourself. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? So I definitely understand what you're saying about that one, for sure. Like,
And that's same with relationship, man. If you want to have some depth in it, you want to look, and this is how I look at it. This is how I tell people about relationships, any relationship. If more than one person, if you've been in several relationships and they all say the same thing, it's not saying you agree with them, but look into that. If they all saying, man, you might be selfish or whatever like that, look into where that might come from. It's perceiving the perception, man. And sometimes, even though they might perceive it as a way, I still can understand where that perception can come from.
Yeah.
If every day people used to always tell me all the time, man, you look like you mean, man, you look like you mean. I realize that's how our facial, that's how Buxtons look. My folks, that's how they look.
Right.
But that's why I smile a lot, man, because I know that's our perception. Even though I know I'm not mad, I can be like, well, man, I don't know why they think that. I'm not mean. But I'm realizing after 5 or 6 people tell me that maybe I need to smile a little bit so they won't think I'm mean. When I was doing counseling, man, he used to always tell me, you're doing good, Warner, but you always like you're mad. So I started wearing my glasses. Then they go, oh, you look, you're doing great, because people wear glasses. People are not scared of people wear glasses. It's perception, man. But
Right.
I can argue about it, or I can try to do something about it. I can look into it and maybe look at, hey, these is areas I can improve. Just like with your music, you always want to improve and be a better artist.
Exactly.
I can be better in a relationship. I can be a better son. I can be a better friend. I can be a better brother. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's not, not growing is dying. So I can always grow and be better instead of just saying that's just how I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The only example I ever had in a relationship was what I saw, and it might not have been good. So I can be better, So, yeah, so that, look into, I would look into those things, man. But anything besides the relationship things, man, that's going on with you?
Life itself. Mm-hmm. Life hard, man.
Yeah.
It like we, as people, man, young people at that, we try to put on this character. I feel like social media build character. You feel what I'm saying? It puts you in a place that you gotta be like this at a certain time, all the time, on point. Gotta be clean. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I feel like, life for sure. Cause if you don't feel like this, they like what they say. If you don't dress like money, you ain't gonna never have no money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everywhere you go, you gotta be clean. If you ain't clean, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if they say you working, you probably just getting out work. You feel what I'm saying? Dirty, ooh, but you still look like money though. You feel what I'm saying? Cause it's a difference between a dirty and you don't look like the money, but money and you dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
People look like money can still be dirty though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a big difference.
And then people who really got a lot of money, man, they don't care about that, man.
I had to learn that.
And that's our that's our culture. That's that culture we get too. And it's a false thing, man. A lot of that is false. But my thing is that, once you realize who you are, once you know who you are, man, it don't matter. I remember watching this thing about, I remember Hillary Clinton, man, her dad was telling her a long time ago, and he told her, once you know who you are, it don't matter what nobody think. You know how much growth it takes to get to that point, man, when you don't really care what nobody else think about yourself. Because really, man, the richest people in the world, I ain't talking about the famous folks. There's a difference between rich and famous.
Oh yeah, big.
You know what I'm saying? The people who really not rich, I mean wealthy. Now rich people, you can, like I said, like Chris Tucker said, you can lose rich one night on a bad drink. You can lose rich, but wealthy, man, people, you'll never know, man. They never look like they wealthy. You'll never know anything about them, and they own, like I said, they own the color blue or something like that. You know, you know what I'm saying? But that wealthy, man. A lot of times, I think. Well, like I said, that generation you're in, man, that social media it's false, man. Yeah. It's filtered. Yeah. It's all that thing. But it's still hard not to deal with it because that's part of, part of life now. Part of your life now.
It's part of life now.
Yeah. But you got to decide, like in the Matrix, man, you're going to take that pill. Are you going to continue to live and live in that thing? Or are you going to take that pill and realize that the real world is based on you? Because at the end of the day, man, you the only person got to stand, and stand account of yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to realize how much of that is real because I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you a prime example, man. I got one of my partners. I used to go to drill. I used to be in the National Guard, and I had saw him on social media. I hadn't been on social media, man, for as long as I think I got on it because I was playing this game. It had some coins. Yeah, I wanted some coins, man. And I was like, man, I don't care. I'm gonna go and get on Facebook. So I got on Facebook and I saw one of my friends I used to drill with, and man, we used to ride the drill all the time in Alabama. And man, I saw it, and he had went full time in the military, and he was making. I knew his rank. I was like, oh, he making about $80,000-$90,000. Man, he making that good money. Been in 20 years.
Right.
Like I wish I could have been there. I saw pictures of him. He was always doing real good, man. Next thing I know, man, I look on the picture not too long ago. Yeah, he committed suicide, man. He had went to the lake, man. They were looking for his body. And I'm in here thinking, man, oh man, I wish I had did this, and I wish I had been them, and I had went on and went to the military and took my commission and all this stuff like that. And I was like, man, but as far as for social media, he was great, man. Right. But in reality, man, somewhere he was hurt. Somewhere he ain't dealt with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it's fake, man. But even then, I was still looking and knowing that, guess what, nobody's always smiling. No one takes pictures on the day after they get paid. Everybody take pictures on payday day.
Payday, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No one take a picture when they struggle meal.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They all take a picture on that good meal. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Sure. And that's the reality is that, reality, man, that much as I am, man, much as I am in my faith, much as I love my wife, man, I have bad days. Much as I know about counseling, and things like that, these techniques, man, sometimes I won't listen. Much as I know about the Bible, man, sometimes I want to hear another Bible verse. You know what I'm saying? And that's reality.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes, man, I know those Bible verses are true, I know, but sometimes, man, I just want to just kind of deal with stuff. And so that's being true. And so you have to and that's why you need some people, man, around you too who'll tell you the truth, man, who just be reality, real with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And men need that. They need to know, hey, but at the same time, I got your back, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you, man.
But that's a real friend, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna tell you the truth. Not nobody gonna be yes to everything you say or just trying to agree to everything you say or what you do. You know what I mean? That's a real friend. Somebody gonna pull you to the side like, hey, bro, you ain't.
Some of man, hey, you need to get that out your nose, bro.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
Go out here and talk to somebody. But we need that, man, and not just, hey, I had to tell a group of guys one time, and they was all so smooth. They thought they was the bad. I was like, one of y'all is the ugly guy, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
ain't no way all y'all smooth. Right. Ain't no way. It gotta be an ugly guy in the group. You might not be the ugliest, but one of y'all uglier than the other one. One of y'all, oh no, we all teens. That's like ain't no way.
Same with female.
It is, man, and I think that's the false sense we get. And so what happened is when something happened and we learn something different, man, we hurt. We fall. I tell my kids all the time. I tell my sons, I told them they were handsome. My daughter was pretty. I said, yeah, but y'all got some big old heads though. Yeah. You got book sack heads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I told them because guess what? When somebody said something about them, it didn't hurt their feelings.
Exactly.
It was true, man. And so you wanna still have that truth about your life. You know what I'm saying? The same way when you hurting or you in pain, man, or you got some struggles. You know what I'm saying? Some depression or some anxiety or something like that. Hey, man, this is what or grieving. I talk about. I was telling the person about that. Somebody passed or you lost something. Yeah. It's some issues, man.
I definitely know exactly what you mean. Cause when I lost my mother, that put me in a mind frame of just not want to deal with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Life, period. You feel what I'm saying? I thought about suicide at one point in time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was just different stuff I was doing and drugs I was taking that I ain't supposed to be taking. You feel what I'm saying? Right. But I had to. God put me in a situation to the point I had to go to him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put me in a position I had to just keep doing what I was doing. He put me in a position to talk to him. And when I did that, I opened my eyes and seen what I was doing really put me to disaster. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like, either you gonna stop or you really gonna be worse than what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I realized I had to stop, keep talking to God. I had God in the Bible. I ain't never been the type of person to really read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But at that point in time in my life, I realized I needed something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was something I needed to be doing other than what I was doing. And smoking every night. I used to smoke probably a zip in about 2-3 days, 4 days, and getting another one and doing it again, you know what I'm saying? To the point I was numb, you know what I'm saying?
That's the whole, so you self-medicating.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it was like, dang. What can I change? Because this ain't working. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And getting away, because when it's over, what happened? Still feel your stuff,
you still going to feel it.
That's what I'm talking about mental health, man. If I don't deal with it, guess what happened? When I get through and all that stuff, man, it's still there waiting on me,
in the same position.
Still waiting on you, man.
You sit in the same spot. So when I did that and got to talking to him, I'm talking about realized talking to him, breaking down, crying, realized I had to talk to him like I'm talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't talking to him in no humble way. Right. Even though you got to come to God humbly. Right. But at the same time, you still got to talk to him to let him know.
If you already know what you
feel what I'm saying? He already know what's going on. Right. He just want to hear you talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
That's what happened too. You're getting it out of you too. You're not holding it in.
Yeah.
And so that's what men do, man. They ball it up and they don't deal with it. Guess what happened? When it finally come out, what I do, man, I mess up a lot of folks.
I'm trying to tell you.
It just spill on everybody. Get on everybody.
You thinking in a way like, I don't even care. Whatever I say, I don't even care.
Right.
But you can't think like that.
Right.
Cause that's somebody's feelings. You don't know how they feel, how they gonna go home and be like, man, ooh.
You can't get it back.
You can't get it back.
And so it's like you
can't get
think
back.
about this. I tell people like this. You think about this. Every person in life who ever told you was handsome or nice looking or whatever like that, you might not remember that. But anybody ever told you were ugly, he ain't all that.
Oh,
you remember their
that?
name. You can remember their time.
You remember
I
that?
remember you, Michelle, in the first grade. I remember you when you told me that.
You
know what I'm
remember
saying?
that.
You remember
You
their
remember
name, man. Because guess what happened is that's the same way when that's why I talk about men, about watching what we say, man, and seasoning our word with salt. Because especially from like I'm my dad, like I got kids, I got boys and a girl, man. If I say something, they remember that, man. That stuff hurts them, bro. They can remember that. And I can say it out of anger and I'll be trying to get it back. But the Bible said that's one thing you can't get back. He says a word unfitly spoken, man, and an arrow that's shot. He said you can't get those things back, man. You shoot an arrow, you can't get that arrow back like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I shoot that word out, that arrow can do some damage, man. And so when I don't deal with my stuff, man, I have a tendency to get on everybody else, man. I spill on everybody else. And so that's, grief, man, is real.
Yeah, it's a real thing, man. I had to, man, that stuff had me down, man. Yeah. Even though I drink, but I don't drink like crazy. I drink every now and then, like if I feel like, let me get a bottle. You know what I'm saying? But like some people drink like crazy. Like, I know people drink crazy. You be like, bro, how you drinking so much? It don't taste that good.
It's numbing, but it's numbing though. Like you said, what it do, it numbs you to, you know what I'm saying, to reality. And what happened, man, when it numbs you like that, then guess what happened, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't deal with it, man. And then guess what? You got to have more to numb yourself, man. You got to have more and more and more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened, man. Next thing you know, man, I've been drinking for I remember I had some friends that was, when Meridian, man, everybody, when they went for smoking blunts, a lot of them guys started smoking cocaine. And my brother, one of his friends, he was telling me, he said, man, they was snorting so much cocaine that they remember when the school bus came, and when the school bus left, they were still smoking. They were still snorting. You know what I'm saying? And that's how long it go, man. And then guess what? Now I got this. Now guess what? I'm hurting, but now I got this addiction that I took over. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So now I got this whole other animal I got to deal with now.
The addiction real.
Oh yeah, it's real.
They're just like working. Yep. Some people addicted to working.
You know a lot of things, man. The dopamine, man. Dopamine is the fix because it still
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I want to feel like I'm contributing something to life. I got
money.
something to do.
It's a lot of stuff can be addiction, man.
Addiction is real. You know, that's what a lot of cats addicted. But it's the chemical that your body produces what the addiction bring the addiction, man.
For sure.
Addiction to fame, man. Addiction to being some. I've counseled guys addicted to the street. It ain't even the money. It's just the street. Yeah. It's the fast part.
Some people addicted to being something they ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then at the end of the day, man, then you got to deal with the fact of who you really are.
Yeah.
When you sit on your bed and
you look in that mirror.
Yeah.
You got to wake up in the morning, wash your face. You got to look in that mirror. Yeah, for sure.
You put a lot of men do that, man. We put on these masks, man. We put on this mask of who we are. You know what I'm saying? People don't really see you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't really know who you are. Because a lot of times, like you said, if you don't know who you are, ain't nobody else going to know who you are. So how can I tell somebody who I am if I don't know them?
For sure.
I ain't spend no time with them. I ain't dealt with them, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's real, man. But, the good thing is that you have some maturity, man. A lot of guys don't have that at your age. They ain't, they ain't trying to look
I get that a lot, but I just be like, at the same time, you gotta smile and keep crying. You know what I'm saying? I smile more than anything. Like, anybody can tell you that know me, they be like, Tyree gonna smile. But at the same time, I'm going through stuff probably more of the same thing you going through. Right. I ain't gonna let you know. Right. But at the same time, it just be like that, though.
But you gotta
like
get but you gotta deal with
it. You know what I'm saying? It's the way you raise, and you be like.
But so this is what I tell people about that. Yeah, that's the way I raise, man. Then I gotta say, hey, but can I do different?
Can I change it?
Can I change it, man? Am I good with that? You know what I'm saying? How's that working out for me? And that's what I used to have a teacher. He used to say, that's okay with how it is, but how's that working out? You know what I'm saying? Me holding it in by myself or me not getting it out. Because when I got it out, it's a release. And me made the release, man. Even if you're doing it in your music, even if you're doing it when talking to other folks. But the Bible talk about me, iron to sharpen iron. What it means is that things are alike. Can sharpen you. I can tell you if you're a dude and you just tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dude, you tripping, man. You doing this, you doing that. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell guys all the time. I used to call them on stuff. They don't always like it, but it's true. But when I used to call guys on that, man, growing up, man, guess what happened? They come back and say, man, I appreciate you telling me the truth.
I get that
you know
now.
What I'm saying?
I get that.
But you got to listen to that advice for yourself, too. You got to make sure you're doing it, man.
Facts. You're right.
What I'm saying? So
got to practice what you preach.
Yeah, because you can be better, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can be better. Because you want to grow. You want to get to your full potential. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got to suffer, man, in silence. You ain't got to suffer by yourself. You ain't got to suffer in silence. You know what I'm saying? That's why counseling is good, and it's good to talk to people. Somebody who, and the thing about the counselor was so great about that, man, for that 45, 50 minutes, they giving you unconditional positive regard. That's what we call it. So they you the most important person in the world for that 45, 50 minutes. So if I'm talking to my mama, I'm talking to my wife, she's gonna tell me about what's going on, her leg hurt. I'm talking to my wife, she's gonna tell me about what's going on in school. But then I'm talking to a counselor. He just finna sit there and listen, man, and talk. You know what I'm saying? And so I get the chance to get out that stuff. And sometimes just getting it out. We just talking about it. Guess what? It's a release.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Had that stuff in you, boy.
Yeah. Why you think the basketball players make all that noise? They holler, yeah, because they releasing.
Yeah.
They releasing, man, and it's something cathartic about it. Same with that crying, man. That's releasing. And then you're not holding it in, man, and you're not fighting with that thing by yourself. And that's why I say two are better than one. You know what I'm saying? So I got somebody that can do it. You know,
all the
two.
time.
We can go a lot further, man. When it's in the Army, they call it battle buddy. You know what I'm saying? You got a battle buddy, like you said, we get ready to go to sleep, man. I can lean my back against his back. He leans back against my back. We have our little weapon, man, and we can rest. You know, but by myself, man, I'm still God. I can't trust them. I got somebody that I can do. And so I might not trust people, but guess what? That counsel, that's his oath. They can't, unless you're talking about hurting yourself or hurting others, man, they can't say nothing about this. So it's a goodness. It's a good in that, man. It's good in that. Same with relationships, man. Hey, why am I like this? Where it come from? And once I identify with it, then it's up to me if I'm going to do something about it or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. They give you tools. That's what I tell people. All I do is hand out tools. So like, you out there want to cut your grass, I'm gonna teach you how to use a weed eater. When I grew up, we call it bush hog.
Yeah.
You got a lawnmower, you got all that stuff like that. Now I show you how to do all of it, tell you how to do it. But at the end of the day, you tell me I come out to your house and your grass ain't cut. I'm like, tell me where your grass ain't cut. And you be out there with some scissors trying to cut your grass. And I'm like, come on, man, I gave you all these tools,
doing, man?
What you doing?
Yeah.
You ain't using none of the tools. Like, hey, now because it's your choice. What tool to use? When I came out there, you were using the scissors, and I gave you all these tools to show you do, and come back out using the scissors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you decide, man, what you want to do. That's all the counsel do. Hey, these are some tools, man. These are some things that are useful for you. If you decide to use them, they'll help you, man, but it's still your choice. What if you want it better. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, we are approaching that 30-minute mark, so
Okay.
we're going to give y'all a quick little pause.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to jump in right quick and try to give y'all a topic because, I'm sitting over here also in the conversation.
Yeah.
And, I was just kind of thinking, what do you guys think about, say, the role shifts that have taken place from, we always want that traditional woman. They want the traditional man. But now you got to remember, we don't get to be traditional, punch in the arm at work, ha ha ha, laughing, joking, playing the dozen games as like men do. And we have to adjust those conversations now in the presence of women. But respectfully saying, you're looking for a submissive woman. Well, women are working now. They don't need your money. They don't need you to take care of them. They don't need you to provide for them. So isn't all this kind of outdated is what I'm looking at is we have a lot of people on social media right now going back and forth about, I want a submissive woman. I want a manly man. Well, haven't you killed the manly man, kind of making him be more sensitive and caring? And haven't you kind of killed the submissive woman by forcing her out into the workplace? So, how much of that is affecting relationships today is, I think that's a big deal, personally. What do you guys think about it as I go and try to keep this dog from chewing up my cables over here?
We tearing him up over there, too.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. That's my bad.
Yeah, he is. You know you done did it, but. Yeah.
Really?
You got to get him a true toy, man. Yeah.
You did. That's what you got. You made it all the way through.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, there. Appreciate that. All right, so,
That's crazy.
No chew toys for you.
So you younger guy, man. What do you?
Well, I might well just get this back to her.
What do you see about all that, man? Yeah, might as well, man. She got it now.
Me, I ain't gonna lie, that workplace for females, it's crazy nowadays. Cause like, even though females be in a relationship and they know they in a relationship, they'll still cheat. Cause it's too much freedom. You left from your house 8 hours to 9 hours plus some on 12 hours. And you with somebody that probably look better than who you dating. You feel what I'm saying? Or who you married to.
Yeah.
And you starting to get a liking to him. You there 3 to 6 months already now, you know what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of bond y'all picked up. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you gonna talk to somebody while you at work, but most of them do. You know what I'm saying? And they build up a bond with somebody that they didn't know at first. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a difference between you being around your husband every day, you know him like the back of your hand, to somebody you don't know at all, but he cool than a friend. He way better than your husband. You know what I'm saying? Even though she ain't gonna tell you that. I know somebody at work, she ain't gonna tell her husband that, or boyfriend, whoever. You know what I'm saying? But in the back of her mind, she wanna mess with him. You know what I'm saying? So that what it ain't gonna never. It ain't gonna never, like, relationship nowadays ain't gonna never really work because it's so messed up now. You know, it ain't like back in the day.
I'm gonna have to ask. Are we speaking from experience here, sir?
No, this is something I know. It's something I know though. It's experience, but it's experience on a whole different level though. You know what I'm saying? This is something I know. Like a female, she can be married and she can still mess off. You feel what I'm saying? She can be in a relationship, she still do the same way. I'm not gonna leave us out. You know what I'm saying? We the same way. We can be, got a pretty wife at home. Yeah. But she look better than my wife. Probably be the body shape. You know what I'm saying? Probably be a sense of humor. You never know. Yeah. But at the same time, it have a person like, I can mess with her. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy because it's so much freedom. You probably know a spot where ain't no camera. You know what I'm saying? Bam, bam, there it is right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy. Like, relationship is crazy nowadays. Even though social media make it feel like I want somebody like that. That's real relationship goals and woo. But you don't know what they took to get to that spot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go through their own path. You feel what I'm saying? He probably cheated on her way more. She cheated on him, or she cheated on him way more than he. You know what I'm saying? It's just vice versa. And people don't know what people go through. Not just saying everybody cheat. It's some people that don't cheat at all. But it's hard to come across nowadays. Because social media got it like that. A phone is a mud right now.
So what do you think? You think it's a commitment? It's a lack of commitment now?
It's a lack of commitment for sure. Because like, just say you in a relationship right now. You stay in your phone, but you on phone for business. She don't know that. She try and grab your phone. You like, what you doing? All right, you want the phone, get it. But let it be vice versa on the other foot. Yeah. You want to grab her phone. What you want my phone for? You know what I'm saying? You don't need my phone. Woo. Try to argue up and down, probably throw the phone. Probably don't even give you the phone at all. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the phone is a weapon nowadays. Yeah. It'll pull a trigger for a female.
I just think it's a lot, man, going to. I think it's so much out. It's so many things. I think it's a lack of satisfaction with a lot of people, man. It kind of, like I said, it's a fantasy. I think we live in a world where so much fantasy into what people think what they deserve or what they own. You know what I'm saying? People, we become. I just believe it's society, man. We just become a society. It's just about feeding me whatever I need at that time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's feeding me music, feeding me food, feeding me relationship. I need you to entertain me. I need you to look good. I need you to smell good. I need you to be the top of this. I need to be the top of that. I need the newest thing. And what happened, man? That's what depression kind of gets in, because if I don't have these things, I think that something is wrong with me. Exactly. And so I see, if I'm not in a relationship, if we're not doing this, if I'm not a man that makes six figures, if I'm not dating a six-figure girl, you know, and we become these things where we all look the same or we act the same. And so, you know, when I was growing up, man, it was differences like in girls. You know, they look different. You know, different. This person had a shape. She was tall and she had this, or she had this, or this was her figure, or this was her. She was smart. This one was the person that was there. And so what happened, man, we just. Because guess what? We got algorithms, man, to a point where it's supposed to tell us all of what we supposed to like, and that's what we watch all the time. Right. And if we think that everybody cheat, guess what? In our mind, we create this narrative that even when they're not cheating, we think they cheat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we taught, man, because our phone rules us, man. Our phone dominates us. It tells us what to think and to eat and do. This is a movie, man, what was it called? Wall-E, back when I was growing up. My kids were little. And they didn't do nothing. They just sat in these chairs, man, and they ate the food, and they did all these things. And that's what we basically have become, man, almost these little things, to a point where we don't even know, like I said, there's no depth to our relationship, because guess what? I don't even really know what you like. I just know what I need to say to you. I got things to teach you how to talk to a girl, to get the whole thing is to get, the last thing is to get, you know, get you in bed.
It's a real copycat mode
right now. It's not real, man, and we live in it.
Like I said, but I'm saying, it's like, they in copycat mode. They say if you can't even go on double dates no more. You remember back in, I know when I was coming over, we was going double dates sometimes. You know, you can't do that no more. It's competing. You know what I'm saying? I grab my girl, You know what I'm saying? Or she'll look at him because he ain't grabbing her. You know what I'm saying?
But when you stop, man, when you think for yourself, and I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
When I start kind of thinking for myself, or when the same way Purdy was talking about the things about the what a man is and what a woman is, and I just think you have to be what you are. You know what I'm saying? And it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a guy, I grew up and I was a man that didn't watch football. And everybody thought that was the biggest thing in the world. I grew up in the country, but I can go hunting, I can go fishing, I do all these things like that. I chop wood, I do all these things like that. So you telling me that me not watching football is what qualifies me as a man? I've had guys tell me, "Oh, you ain't no man, do you don't watch no football?" I was like, when did that become the qualifications of what a man is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I read books. You know what I'm saying? If you think about the black community, if you're a man and read books, you're a nerd, man. You're a what you call. You're a lame. You're somebody like that, man. So when did all those things?
Man.
But you know what happened when you learn to be who you are?
Yeah.
No matter what, man, and be what kind of man you are, no matter what, it don't, it's different.
I just got back into reading books. I got a few books of my own. I own.
Okay.
And boy, when I say my partner don't be getting on me, they joning me.
But ain't that sad, man?
They calling me Malcolm X and everything.
Ain't that sad,
I said, these folks crazy. Farrakhan.
Yeah.
I said, what? Well, I gotta be out there come reading the book. You know what I'm saying?
What? It's sad that we the only culture, man, that we look down on education, man. We look down on being knowledgeable. People are like, where you learn that? I'm like, dude, I read it. Well, you know what happened? I'm gonna tell you what's so sad about it. Like you talking about your job and you had to learn your job and you're gonna get promoted for this thing we got to talking about is that I go on jobs, man, and we got some new insurance to come in. And we get guys that come in and they be like, oh yeah, man, I got that. They giving us $250, man. I'm gonna sign up for that insurance program. I'm like, no, man, no. I said, anytime they're gonna give you something, man, on that, that's probably the worst insurance part you can get. I said, did you read that? So that first 10, 20%, you got to pay out your pocket. You got diabetes, man. You go to the doctor every week. That $250 gonna be gone in 2 visits. You know what I'm saying? So guess what, Dan? Now you got to pay 100% for everything else until you pay that first $10,000. You know why? How you learn that? I said, I read it, man. It's in the paper. We don't read, man. No. But then we Joan people talk about people when they read, man. But that's that culture. But now we read all the songs. I know every rap lyric around. I know every rap lyric. I know how to say it. I'm gonna tell you what was so funny, man. I'm gonna tell you what's so funny about us as a culture. I went somewhere and the guy was shooting a gun, and he was like, I was like, yeah, man, the gun said pow, pow, pow. He said, no, it went pow, pow, pow. He know how the gun sound.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it said boom, boom, pow, pow, pow. I was like, no, I'm just. You remember that, man, but you can't tell me no word. But I'm talking about. He was like, no, it wasn't. Pop, boom, boom. He can tell me exactly how the gun sounded, man.
Precisely.
But then, I'm telling you something about something that's real, man. Now I'm not here to, talk down about, people. It's just something where our values are and certain things, man. So I don't really care if you think I'm gonna open a door for every woman I see because that's my mama raised me. When a woman come up, I'm gonna stand up. It don't matter to me. If you don't like it, I do. I say, I'm sorry, ma'am, you don't like that, and I will close that door right back. I'm not gonna slam it on you. I ain't gonna hit you in the face with it. Close it right back. Sorry about that, ma'am. Because that's who I am as a man, and so it don't really matter to me if you think I'm.
That's the thing too. Yeah. I'm glad you said that because like you can open the door for a female, bro. Mm-hmm. If she look better than your girl, bro. Your girl gonna look at you crazy. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But you can open it for an older lady. You know what I'm saying? Elderly.
But see, then she got something, like I said, that's counseling. She got something in her wise that like that.
You feel?
So my thing is that we're gonna have a conversation. And it's not gonna be like, no, you did that. I'm just like, where that come from?
Yeah, where that come from?
You know this, that? Because that's what I'm saying, man. We all hurt different. And we all got different things. Because like my wife can hug anybody. I don't care about my wife. I've been married 25 years, I can hug anybody, she talk to anybody. Now if she come and hug you, my wife, you can't hug my wife, man, and you don't shake my hand. That's the only time I got a problem. Don't hug my wife if you ain't shake my hand.
Don't acknowledge me.
No, don't do that. Now, other than that, man, I don't care because it doesn't bother me because guess what? I'm secure in who I am. I'm secure in my wife. And if she decides she need to go somewhere else, then I love her. It's going to bother me, but, man, she got to go. I ain't finna go out there and do nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? And so it's about being secure in who you are, man.
You got no life jacket on.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of times, man, we don't have that. We have a false sense of masculinity, man, false sense of femininity. You know what I'm saying? And it's a learning process, man. It's a learning process.
You're definitely right about that.
All right, I guess I can jump on back in here
Come
for
on
a
in,
second.
first.
Because y'all was like kind of avoiding what I said. Like, what are those roles? Are they changing? Do we expect her to cook, clean, and iron? Is he expected to pay all the bills? Or have we come to a point where we need to sit down with Werner and talk about whether or not we need to split these bills,
right.
split these responsibilities, and grow as individuals? And I'll make this point here. and I'll say this to all the single people out there. I want y'all to think about this. When you get with somebody, your life should get easier, not more difficult, because you used to do all the cooking, cleaning, and ironing by yourself. Now you have a teammate to help you with the cooking, cleaning, and ironing.
Helpmate.
So a helpmate, right? So what I'm thinking is, why are we so damn selfish that we don't realize that? Look, I just got a helper, and so instead of me lifting 20 pounds by myself, I got somebody on the other end of this. So that's what I'm looking at is, are we making the right adjustments? Is he supposed to be paying all the bills and $300 meals, which we're going to discuss later? Should we be paying them $300 bills and meals, or should we be adjusting to the new reality, which is men and women are kind of balancing it out now. He or she can take on the role of single parent now. We not in those back in the days no more. So I'm like, well, what y'all think about that now?
On the taking out part, I'm gonna get on the taking out. You taking somebody out,
$300.
The bill come back more than what you thought it was gonna be, but you got to be the man. But at the same time, it'd be like, if I pay for, I feel like if I pay for, you should automatically pay. You know what I'm saying? Give the tip.
You know what? And I think a lot of time, man, we need to discuss that. Like I'm saying, we need to have a discussion, man, when we talk. What's going on, because a lot of times, man, we don't communicate stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm with a guy. I remember talking to this girl when I was younger, man, and she used to date. All she dated with drug dealers, dope dealers, stuff like that. And I told her, hey, I work exact same. I'm 16.
It's a different.
I can't do that.
It's a big difference.
I can't do what he did. And I said, now you like me, you cool, you know what I'm saying? And you know that I ain't rolling like that. And guess what? I still got to help my mama with these groceries.
You feel what I'm saying?
We're going to eat some good meals. Now, we don't eat the meals as you ate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I had to tell her that early, man. I said, now if you still, we cool, you don't want to be, I like you, like me, but I don't do that. I can't, know. And so I think it's the same way, like in a relationship. I remember in a relationship, and the girl talking about, you love me, hit me. I'm not hitting you. I don't do no. That's what I used to. That's what I'm used to. Where I don't hit no girl.
Yeah.
It's the same way. But
I
guess
ain't gonna
what?
lie.
Communication.
I feel what you're saying. You ain't hit no girl.
Communication.
But hey, some of you girls strong, man.
You ain't taking no lick.
Hey, dog.
You ain't taking no lick. And you know what?
You gotta run, man.
But you know what? That's still the same thing too. That's still, I had to tell people that too. Look, I don't take no lick. Now I'm not gonna hit you, but don't chase after me with no, if you hitting on me, because and I think, man, that's because guess what? We all different, man. We grow up different. I seen a girl when I was she was a young lady. And she was at a store one time, man, and she was just poking her boyfriend all in the face. And I was like, dude, she is poking you down.
I'm talking about.
I said, but you got to, but then see, that was my daughter. I was like, baby, you don't hit nobody. I said, you are hitting him.
Just showing him.
You are hitting him. I said, because you don't know where he came from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so then you're mad that something happened, and then his life is ruined, and you basically was poking him in his face. I'm talking about she wasn't just touching him like that. She was. She was putting that finger in him, you know what I'm saying? And so, and so like I said, man, it's a discussion. A lot of times we don't talk about those things. We don't deal with those things. And we need to talk about it. Like Perry was saying, is that we need to see how, that's what I talk to when I talk to couples. I say, hey, how do you look at role? Because guess what? If my mama was the breadwinner, I come in as a young lady, I'm thinking that, the lady's going to be the breadwinner. My daddy was the breadwinner. I'm coming in a relationship. I'm saying, hey, I'm paying the bills. If my mama was the one to cut the grass, then that's all I ever saw was my mama cutting grass. So when my wife come out there and she talking about the lawnmower, she know more about them than me. I was like, well, hey, maybe I need to do this other thing. My mama me and my brothers, man, we can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
We don't all might not do it, but I can wash clothes. I ain't never had to have a lady do any of that stuff for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because my mama taught us all that because my daddy wouldn't do it. And so the reason, since he didn't do it, mama taught us how to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a whole different relationship with somebody, and guess what? I dated this girl one time, and her mama just stayed at home and wore nice clothes, man. Her daddy owned the business. So that's all she did. And so that's what she wanted to do, too. She said, when I get out, like, well, I understand that about your mom, but I don't own no business. So guess what? You're going to have to get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because, but it's different, man.
That's our gospel. You know what I'm saying? In your household.
You got to discuss it, man.
Even though you do discuss it.
Yeah.
A female is a female, you know what I'm saying? Most of them gospel. So she'll probably have friends you talk to them about the situation y'all going through. You know what I'm saying?
But then y'all gotta have y'all gotta have a thing, man. Y'all gotta have an agreement, because if we in this thing, I'm not talking. There's a difference between a relationship and a wife. Now this is your wife, man. Y'all need to have a what you call, because guess what? those, me and Percy talk about it all the time. Those things are amplified, man. When you get married, those things that you might not like, they can become amplified. They get bigger and bigger. And so then you marry them, you can't get, like I know guys and they be like, well, my girl, she just talk all this stuff like that. So did she talk before you met? Yeah, that's up.
You know what you're asking for.
already know. So don't get in here and get in here and start talking crazy now. You know what I'm saying?
For
because
sure.
in reality, man, you chose that. So don't get upset because you chose those things and you decided to do it. Now you're really mad at her about it.
Yeah.
You should have did something about that. Y'all should have had some premarital counseling. Y'all should talk about that before it happened.
Just like the billing situation. You paying bill 50-50. I don't know. I ain't never been in a part of the position to be like, you get this bill and I'm gonna get this bill. I never been in a relationship that we got our own, you know what I'm saying, spot. So I'm like, I don't know about this situation. I probably go 50-50 or I probably do the whole thing because it's
or you pay the bigger bill, or you do whatever. But y'all kind of discuss it.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's why it's good. That's why I said premarital is good because guess what? We sit down and we talk about that.
Yeah.
We talk about how you look at money. Hey, do y'all have joint accounts? Do y'all have one account? Do y'all have an account y'all put the money in together? Do y'all share the same account? You know, y'all talk about that because what happened, you know, now it opens up opportunity. That's trust. So we got trust issues. We might have got to have something. So all that stuff got to come on the table because guess what? Those things are going to be amplified. If I don't really trust you, I'm scared. I don't need you at work. You know, if I'm at work and then you at work looking through my windows because you don't trust me. All day I can't work. I look up you in the window. So we need to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that is reality, man. That is, I deal with some, I listen to a lot, I do a lot of couples, man.
Yeah.
It gets wild.
It's wild, man.
You got to, but you got to talk about it, man. And a lot of times we don't communicate because guess what happened? I work 8 hours, like we was talking about 12-hour day. When I get off work and I got, a couple hours, I don't want to talk about no relationships.
Nothing.
And guess what happened?
Nothing.
Next thing you know, it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, guess what happened? We gone. Now you on one side of the house, I'm on that side of the house. Now when I get on the cell phone, since we ain't having a conversation, you talking to somebody. Or you talking to somebody.
You ain't talking to me.
Yeah, because
you talking to somebody.
Because guess what? You ain't listening to me when I need to talk, and so guess what happened? And that's what happens, man. Is that
and most of the time these folks they don't think about your time no more. These folks on their time and their time only. You know what I'm saying?
You think we're more selfish now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As humans right now.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like yeah, we way more selfish than anything. Cause
it's about self-serve, right?
I want. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna get it.
And we in a relationship where we're supposed to be. We. And when I talk to my biggest thing with couples, they be telling me, well, this is what I do. When he don't do this, I said, what happened to the we? When is the team? I said, how can you have a winning team? If you ever seen a basketball player, guess what? He can be the greatest basketball, like Michael Jordan, for example. Guess what? Until he learned how to have a team, man, there never was a championship team.
Yeah.
The same way in a relationship. Until we learn how to work it as a team. Okay, I'm glad you're great at that. I'm glad you're nice. But guess what happened when something happened to you? You know what I'm saying? Or something happened to your face or something like that. You keep on eating all that bad food and have a stroke. Okay. What, you just fine with slide in your face. Got one
you
side
still gonna be eye.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be. You still gonna be eye.
Still be eye. You know what I'm saying? It's different now. You ain't got more. You ain't bringing all to the table. But guess what? If I got some depth to you and I love you, it don't really matter.
Yeah.
Whatever you weigh, that look good to me. That's how my wife. Whatever she weigh, that look good to me. She's smaller, look good to me. She bigger, that look good to me. Whatever she do, this is that's my wife.
Nowadays too, like you just getting to know the female with she'll hit you with a curveball question like, "Would you like me if I was bald head?" What? If I like you now, what would make you think I won't like you if you were bald head? If you like me if I had disease, you like me if I had cancer, you like if I was diagnosed. What makes that change anything the way I feel about you right now? Yep. You feel what I'm saying? If I ain't meet you already like that, what gonna make it change?
Where you think though? That could usually come from somewhere else, man. Somebody that something that's changed. And they probably had an experience with somebody who who weren't like that. Because that's all superficial, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's that depth we talking about. There's a lot of times there's no depth, man, in relationships, man.
Fact.
Like fast food, bro. It smells good and all that stuff. Like, there ain't no depth. It ain't good for you. You still hungry, though. Yeah, it ain't good for you. You ain't hungry. But that good food, man, it take a while to cook, right?
For sure.
Then cooking some good food, guess what? It take a while to get it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's gonna last a little while.
You're gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, you're gonna get sleep.
You definitely gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, because you don't have a good meal.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good meal. So this is what I'm saying. This is a good meal here. So when you leave, you still think about it. You leave out here, you be like, yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. When it's good, man, guess what? You regurgitate, think about it a little bit more. You talking about, oh, man, that's some good, I ain't think about that. I never thought about that right there. That's how you want it, man. That's the same with relationship, man. It's okay to have a lot of those, but those real ones, those deep ones, man, they're going to be able to persevere. Like, even somebody going into work and all that place like that. But somebody have a good, deep relationship, man, it's harder for those to have things to happen. Not saying they can't happen, but it's harder when you got some depth to your relationship. If it's superficial and I just care about that, I don't care. But guess what, man? It's going to be 1,000 guys that you might be the smoothest dude right here, but guess what? I go to another county, you just a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? I go to another state, you just a regular guy. So if that's true, then I would have to go to every state to try to be the best person. So I got to have some kind of trust that that's who it is. But if I got somebody that got some depth into it, they got more to lose, then it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And then I also got to have value to realize that I'm valuable. That I ain't got to worry. If that person don't see me as valuable enough to stay, committed to me, then that's their loss. That ain't my loss.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a process, man. And it still come down to being good with myself.
Right.
And knowing my value, man. So, but anyway, Purge, you got anything else, man?
I think you guys have done a fantastic job. We're approaching that hour mark anyway, so I was gonna see if throw a little curveball in at the end, maybe.
We ain't used to have no guests on here too all the time. We got to get it when we can get it, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to throw a curveball in at the end. Okay, so
I'm glad to be here, man.
As far as relationships go, because you know me, love now. Working on myself too, get back out there one of these days. But we have so many challenges when it comes to that social media thing, and I heard y'all talking about, that self-esteem issue. I got to look this way so it don't look like I'm looking crazy on that camera.
You good.
But so you got that self-esteem issue. I don't think that's a self-esteem issue for so much just for women. I remember Ty mentioning you got to look like this, you got to dress like this. Mm-hmm. We got to look like we fly. We got to look like we going on social media. And then to flip it to women, they doing the same thing. So what concerns me so much is we're not hearing each other in these social media conversations during relationships. I think men will say, this is what we want from a woman, and then a woman here say, this is what we want from a man, and nobody's hearing it.
Each other.
They're not hearing each other. So my thing is, and I'm going to say from the parent age, I'm not a parent right now, but from the parent age, Warren, you got kids. Mm-hmm. Are you guys preparing your children to date today's groups out here? Like, are you preparing your kids, are you preparing them to date what's out here?
That's hard.
Because what's out here ain't traditional.
It's hard.
What's out here ain't cooking, cleaning, iron young lady. What's out here ain't he gonna pay all the bills. What's out here is not what we see, what we want. I'm gonna say what's out here ain't what we want. So how can we get what we want if it's not out here? And if it's not out here, are we preparing our children for what is out here?
That's hard.
Well, I don't know. I think that, like I said, I prepare my kids to look for women that's like their mom, and I think that it's hard to find a diamond.
I hate to say this, but your kids is gonna be single, sir.
Yeah, no, I think it's diamonds, man. I think it's diamonds in the world. I think that when I found my wife, man, she was a difference between everybody I met, and even when we broke up, man, I dated other girls, man, and dated attractive women. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It was something about her, man. That's what the Bible say. A man that found it, a man had a field and he found a treasure, a pearl of great price, and he sold everything he had for that pearl. It's like when you find it, man. So when a man finds something that's great, they look for it. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of other stuff around, man, but it's about you looking for that pearl. You know what I'm saying? And I think once you find it, it's there. Because I've met several girls that are great. They have some things and they're different. They different. And so when you meet somebody like that, it's different. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to be a thing. But if you want it right there and you think it's just going to be there, man, and you're gonna go through a lot of those things before you find it. You know what I'm saying? And then also realizing that they imperfect, because I'm imperfect. I'm even perfect. I got sons, and they have a time, man. They most definitely have a time. They some handsome guys. I'm not just saying that they're my boys, but they have a time because they're looking for that thing. They're looking for a girl that's not pretty, but also is nice and has a good heart. It's not selfish. It's not mean. It has all these different qualities as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the main thing. I didn't marry my wife because she cooked and cleaned. I married because she has a great heart. And she loved me, and she loved me unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? And that was what I was looking for. Now, other people look for different things, but all that other stuff fade, man.
Now, I will say this right before you go, Ty.
Yeah.
And I have to say this about myself. Mm-hmm. Are we looking for somebody that is like our current? You say your boys are looking for somebody like their mama, mm-hmm. but mama grown. Mm-hmm. You didn't know mama growing up.
Yeah.
So maybe the expectations we have are high, because your your wife had a very different upbringing, which prepared her to be the lady she is.
She had a heartbreak. Kind of hard, man. Her upbringing was kind of hard, but she had a grandma, man. She had, like I said, she went to church, man. She had some things in her that made her stand out.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and she, because she went somewhere, and my sons, all her family, they was like, "You got the best one out the bunch, Dad." I was like, because all of them was different. You know what I'm saying? I don't say how they were different. They were different. Yeah. And so I think sometimes it was a diamond, man. And I think, if you go looking for diamond, but if you go look for diamond, man, you can't just go and lay with everybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to
Cubans,
be looking.
zirconias.
You can't, man. You just have to be. You have to be looking for that thing, and I think being okay. And I think a lot of us not okay being by ourselves, man. We have to be with somebody. We got to have connection. My brother told me that when I was young. He said, "Man, that's your problem, man. You act like you can't be alone, man." And I was like, "You're right. You don't like being alone." He said, "Then you mess these other girls because you make them think that you care about them and you love them." I said, "I do." He said, "But you're not going to be they're not going to be with you for a long term." He said, "So you need to learn how to be." And then you know what I said? I said, "Man, you know what? You're right. I need to learn how to be able to deal with that and look for something that's good and not just superficial." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes that, man. And it's not easy. And it's most definitely going to be much harder nowadays looking for a pearl, man.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be super hard. You know what I'm saying?
This music, man.
Oh yeah,
the music got everything.
Music got everybody.
I'm talking about.
So you got to make some good music, man.
It's in the chokehold, man.
You got to make
this
some good
music.
This in
the chokehold.
But the world is so different, man. It's so. Hey, I got to get it right now. Everybody want to be a millionaire. Everybody want to be. It's like when I go to the gym, man, I worked out for years, man, and I it took us so long. I was with my son. He's like, "Dad, how you get big?" I like, "Man, years." And I meet these guys, man, come in the gym, man. Next time I see them, they don't put on 50 pounds, take steroids, man. I was like, dude. Nobody wants to wait for nothing. But then they mess up their body, man. They look like they 90. I got a friend. He was 20 years old, man. Like, yeah, toe up, man. You know what I'm saying? But people want everything right now, bro. They just want everything right now, man. Yeah, I'm talking terrible, man. Terrible. But that's how it is, man. People just want everything now, bro. Everybody wants everything now. Yeah. And they want all. Nobody want part of it. Everybody want to be the princess. Nobody want to be the best friend. Every dude want to be a king. Though. I was like, how are y'all kings, man? Who made you a king?
Ain't nobody look for retirement, man.
I keep saying, who got my slippers? If everybody's a king.
Everybody's a king, man. Who's the slippers? Who wants to be
it's like, I'm an emperor. If all y'all kings and queens, I'm an emperor.
Yeah, one of y'all is an ugly friend, man. I'm just telling you. One of y'all is an ugly friend. I know, I'm just telling you, man. All y'all can't be smooth, man. One of y'all gotta be. Oh, man, I'm like, no, bro. One of y'all is an ugly friend.
They just ain't telling you.
Ain't no way all y'all smooth.
They just ain't telling you that.
They ain't telling you that. One of y'all the ugly friend. You know what I'm saying? They said, what an ugly friend, everybody turns around. No, it's you. You and him.
Don't run from it.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you ain't smooth, you ain't cool, man, but one of y'all cats is the ugly guy.
Yeah, so everybody gonna turn around and look at somebody else.
Yeah, they all looking at
yeah.
They like, I don't know what you talking about, bro. I like, no, bro. You might be the smoothest cat. You might be the coolest, but one of y'all ugly.
One of y'all ugly, for sure.
Hey, the ugliest. I'm not saying you're not the ugliest one in the world, but one of y'all the ugly friend. Yeah, that's the reality, man. That's the reality, though.
For sure.
But, man, I sure enjoyed you being on here, man, with us today, Ty, man.
I appreciate
really
it,
man.
Wonderful.
Yeah, man. So, anyway, thank you for guys for being on here for the meal. This is your relationship, man, your addiction, your self-care place, the meal. And please join us again next Saturday, 4 o'clock, okay? Thank you, guys. We out.